Former President Robert Mugabe has left Zimbabwe for Singapore for a routine medical checkup. This is Mugabe's first foreign trip in almost a month. Mugabe has not left the country after confining himself to his Blue Roof residence in Borodale ever since he stepped down, following the Zimbabwe Defense Forces military takeover codenamed Operation Restore Legacy on the 15th of November. Mugabe was one of the most traveled heads of state during his time in office, choosing to attend almost every summit he was invited to. Mugabe is reported to have left the country on Monday evening with his wife, a former First Lady Grace Mugabe. The couple is expected to stop over in Malaysia, where the daughter, Bona, is expecting her second child. Bona left the country together with her husband, Simba Chikori, and son, Simba Nashe, almost a fortnight ago. According to Newsday newspaper, the Mugabes used state-owned Air Zimbabwe to travel. An official who spoke to Reuters said he has gone for a routine medical trip to Singapore, was due for a checkup, but events of the last few weeks made it impossible for him to travel. Ironically, the timing of the trip means that Mugabe will not be in the country when ZANU-PF endorses his former aide, President Emmerson Mnangagwa, as its leader and presidential candidate for the 2018 harmonized elections at an extraordinary Congress be held on Friday. More Reuters. Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe. Grace Mugabe. Robert Mugabe is the former president of Zimbabwe. He was the president of the Republic of Zimbabwe from 1987 to November 2017. Prior to this, he was the Prime Minister of Zimbabwe since the attainment of independence in 1980. Mugabe resigned from his presidency on. Read more about Robert Mugabe. Zimbabwe is the national airline of Zimbabwe. The airline has faced financial difficulties over the last decades owing to alleged mismanagement. In June 2017, the airline was rebranded to Zimbabwe Airways in an attempt to boost the national carrier's fleet and increase its routes. Read more about Air Zimbabwe. Grace Ntombazodwa Mugabe Marufu is the Zimbabwean First Lady, wife to President Robert Mugabe of the ruling party, the Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front ZANU-PF. She is also the secretary of the ZANU-PF Women's League after her nomination and subsequent election in. Read more about Grace Mugabe. Tags Grace Mugabe. Robert Mugabe, Singapore.